The day starts at the crack of dawn with the team unloading. As the covers come back, gradually the contents are revealed. Stands down, straps off, and you begin to see the beautiful engineering of a classic 1960s racing car. It's a Lotus. With the ramps in place, the car is carefully unloaded. Gently now. As you can hear, it's a tight fit.
Up and over. Right, let her go. Stand back. Let her go.
This is a gleaming red and white Lotus 69 Formula Ford. One of the last of Colin Chapman's world-beating designs, built in 1970 and raced ever since. Like most racetracks in England, Snetterton Circuit in Norfolk was built as a World War II airstrip, the home of the US Army Air Force 96th Bomb Group, flying the famous Flying Fortress daylight bombers. In 1951, it was converted to a premier motor racing circuit. While our car's being prepared, testing is already underway on the circuit, with a variety of racing cars, classic and modern, getting the feel of the track on this cold morning, still slippery after the previous night's rain. In the pit garage, our driver, now suited up in his flameproof underwear and racing overalls, is putting the final touches to the car's preparation. Taping down any sharp or loose objects. A last check of the in-car camera and we're ready to go. On with the flameproof balaclava and then the helmet. Maybe the balaclava's a bit too tight, as it seems to be restricting blood flow to our driver's brain. Well done, got it right this time. Neck brace on, soles of the boots clean, and it's time to climb aboard. As you can see, it's a very tight fit. Maybe that extra sausage at breakfast wasn't such a good idea. Hang on, there's something missing. Ah, that's better. Now for the painful bit. The 6-point harness must be pulled as tight as the driver can stand.
Yes. Yeah.
A few last-minute words with the pit crew, and it's time to start the engine.
Oh, yeah, they're locking up last. That's hard to breathe because the belts are up so tight.
Plug in the external power supply, gears are neutral, ignition on, and start. Zero the onboard lap timer, and we're off. Now let's hear what it's like to drive one of these wonderful racing cars. So over to our driver, John.
After a gentle first lap to warm up the engine, tyres and brakes, we're on to our first flying lap of this famous circuit. The start-finish straight at Snetterton is slightly uphill, so a good exit from the chicane is essential for a fast lap. A Formula Ford like the Lotus 69 will reach 115 miles an hour before a slight lift after the white brake markers on the left to turn in for the double apex Rich's corner. It's essential to miss the first apex but clip the second, drifting to the left before braking hard for the second gear Sear corner. Now we're on the Rivet Straight, the longest in Britain. Just imagine a fully loaded B-17 Flying Fortress taking off from here. Although it looks flat, just see how the rear suspension is working over the bumps, compressing the stiff racing springs and shock absorbers. Accelerate to a top speed of 125 miles an hour. Here come the white braking markers, flashing past on the right as we go under the bridge. Hard on the brakes. Turn in for the slow S's snatch third gear, brake, then second for the tight right-hander. See the suspension work. There's a faster car behind us. We tell him to pass on the right and through he goes. With more than twice our power, he's away fast. Now it's into the famous bomb hole bend, and up to third as we start to wind up the speed around the flat-out Coram bend. Snatch fourth as we hug the inside line. Speed around 90, it's a bit slippery. Drift to the outside and it's hard on the brakes. Down 2 gears for the slowest part of the circuit, Russell Bend. Watch the suspension compress. Tight right, then left, running over the inner curb with the unloaded inside wheels. Then we're on to the start-finish straight. Over the starting grid, up through the gears, hugging the pit wall for better airflow. And we cross the line. A fast lap in the Lotus is about 1 minute 17 seconds, which is an average speed of nearly 90 miles an hour. After a few more laps, it's time to come in for checks and refueling. Hand in the air to tell other drivers and the pit marshal we're slowing down. Carefully down the pit lane and back to our waiting crew. Hands off the wheel so the pit crew can push the Lotus back into the garage to prepare for the next session. It's all just another day at the office for the beautiful Lotus and her crew.